1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Federal Cabinet has decided to send medical aid to Palestinians in view of the medical emergency faced by them as a result of Israeli aggression. Pakistan and Turkey have decided to jointly raise a voice against Israeli persecution of Palestinians. United Nations says nearly 47,000 Palestinians have fled their homes during more than a week of heavy Israeli airstrikes. Prime Minister has appreciated overseas Pakistanis for sending record $24.2 billion remittances during first 10 months of current fiscal year. National Assembly was informed today that inefficient civil servants will be sent on retirement with all financial benefits after proper scrutiny. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, All Parties Hurriyat Conference has condemned the Indian occupational forces for killing 2 youth in custody in Srinagar. And now the news in detail. Federal Cabinet has decided to send medical aid to Palestine on humanitarian grounds in view of the medical emergency faced by Palestinians as a result of Israeli aggression. The decision was taken at the meeting of the Cabinet in Islamabad today, with Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. Later briefing media persons about the Cabinet meeting, Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Prime Minister Imran Khan has provided leadership to Muslim Ummah from day one on the Palestine issue. He said Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah laid the foundation of Pakistan's policy on Palestine and Imran Khan is now trustee of it. Fawad Chaudhry said the Cabinet was also briefed about investigation into Rawalpindi Ring Road project. He said the preliminary investigation reveals that the alignment of project was changed to benefit some housing societies. However, he said the investigation carried out so far shows that no minister or advisor is involved in it. He said Zulfikar Bukhari resigned as Special Assistant on Overseas Pakistanis on high moral grounds, although he has no link with the issue. He said Minister for Aviation Ghulam Sarwar Khan also does not own any land in the area. Referring to electoral reforms, the Information Minister said the government is committed to introduce electronic voting machines to ensure transparency in elections. He regretted that the opposition is not serious in electoral reforms. He said the PMLN and the PPP have not made their position clear on the right to franchises to overseas Pakistanis. Pakistan and Turkey have decided to jointly raise a voice against Israeli persecution of Palestinians. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and his Turkish counterpart Mevlut Cavusoglu at the meeting in Ankara today strongly condemned Israeli aggression against unarmed Palestinians and their forced eviction from their homes. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said, "We will not leave our Palestinian brothers alone." He said the entire Muslim community is in a state of pain due to Israeli bombardment and the violence against Palestinians during Ramadan al-Mubarak and Eid al-Fitr. The Turkish Foreign Minister appreciated Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi's address at the OIC's Executive Committee at the level of foreign ministers and Pakistan's continuous and robust support to the oppressed Palestinians. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in a statement today said contacts are being established with different countries to get stopped the Israeli persecution of Palestinians. He also urged Muslims residing in European countries to play their role in this regard. The Foreign Minister said it will be lamentable if the international community remains silent on the Palestinian situation. He said Israel is further complicating the matter and its bombardment is making it impossible for Palestinians to access health care facilities. The nation will observe Solidarity Day with Palestinians on Friday to strongly condemn Israeli atrocities against them. This was stated by Prime Minister's Special Representative for Religious Harmony, Maulana Tahir Mahmood Ashrafi, while talking to media in Islamabad today. He said Pakistan is effectively highlighting Israeli violence against Palestinians at international fora and also engaging with Muslim countries, including the OIC, on the matter. The United Nations urged Israel to open a second crossing to speed up humanitarian works in Gaza. Talking to media in Geneva today, spokesman of the UN Humanitarian Agency, Jens Larik, welcomed the opening of the Kerem Shalom crossing by Israel for aid into Gaza. He said that there is a dire need of humanitarian aid. The spokesman said nearly 47,000 Palestinians have fled their homes during more than a week of heavily Israeli airstrikes. Jen Larik said electricity across Gaza is only available for 6 to 8 hours a day. He said 132 buildings comprising 621 housing and commercial units have been destroyed in Gaza. He said another 316 housing units have been severely damaged and rendered uninhabitable. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister has thanked the overseas Pakistanis for sending record $24.2 billion remittances during the first 10 months of current fiscal year. In a tweet today, he said overseas Pakistanis are the country's greatest asset and the record remittances show their trust in Naya Pakistan. The Prime Minister said the remittances during the month of April rose to an all-time high of $22.8 billion. Minister for Industrial Protection Makhdoom Khusro Bakhtiar and Trade Advisor Abdul Razak Daud called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. They discussed development of industry, small and medium businesses and export promotion. They also discussed proposal for the development of industries and increase in exports in upcoming budget. The National Assembly was informed today that says inefficient civil servants will be sent on retirement with all financial benefits after proper scrutiny. Responding to a calling attention notice in the National Assembly today, Minister for National Education and Professional Training Shafkat Mahmood said a scrutiny committee under the chairmanship of Chairman Federal Public Service Commission is looking into the matter and no arbitrary action will be taken. He said Section 13(1) of the Civil Servant Act 1973 fully empowered the government to devise rules to evaluate performance of bureaucrats. The calling attention notice was moved by Nafisa Shah and others regarding compulsory retirement of more than 300 CSS officers in violation of Civil Servant Act 1973, causing grave concern amongst the public. Responding to another question, Parliamentary Secretary on Interior Shaukat Ali informed the House that the allotment of farmhouses violating Capital Development Authority bylaws will be cancelled after fulfilling all the codal formalities. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, All Parties Hurriyat Conference, while paying rich tributes to the martyrs of Srinagar, has condemned the Indian occupational forces for killing 2 young boys in custody. In a statement, APHC Secretary Public Relations Bashir Ahmed Andarabi said it has become customary for the occupation forces, whenever they get furious, they resort to brisk firing on common masses as if they enjoy hunting. The APHC leader reiterated the appeal for a complete shutdown on Friday for commemorating the anniversaries of prominent liberation leaders Khwaja Abdul Ghani Lone and Mirwais Muhammad Farooq, martyrs of Hawal and other martyrs, and against the widespread killings and arrests at the hands of Indian occupation forces in the territory. The United Nations has denounced Tunisia for forceful expatriation of thousands of Mozambican refugees. Talking to reporters in Geneva, the UN spokesman Boris Chekhov said that the refugees have right to cross border to seek asylum. He said that refugees from Mozambique were trying to cross border due to unrest in their country. And now the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most plain areas of the country during the next 24 hours. However, dust and thunderstorm rain with gusty winds with isolated heavy fall is expected in southeastern and central Sindh. Rain with wind and thunderstorm is also expected in Potoha region, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. Light rain with dust and thunderstorm is also expected in South Punjab and Upper Sindh. That is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website video.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.